Now these are the marinas, just like a community. You have all the other amenities there, like you can use washing machines. If you haven't got one in your boat, you can use them there. They might have a little cafe, that type of stuff. They might even have a place where you get things that you can buy for your boat. Now these prices vary depending around the country. Okay, up north is obviously cheaper than down south. So if you're looking at a down south price, I'll look at the sort of figures you'd look at to pay per month, and it also depends on the length of your boat. Okay, and that's why the 30-footer is the cheapest narrowboat price, and then it goes up. It goes 32 foot, 34 foot, it goes on, all the way up to something like 60 odd foot. Now you do not want anything really, right, longer than 50 foot. Now I say 50 foot. If you had 50 foot on a marina, it'd cost you a bit of money per month. Okay. However, if your mate's land, right, and you had a 50 footer there, then that price is not there, is it? So we'll go through the video on the marina side of things, okay, and how much it will cost you and all that sort of stuff. Very quickly, Berkhamsted. There's a couple of marinas round here: Cow Roast, Waterside, and Marina. Let's check this out. There you go. So I'd just say over 3 months over your winter, depending where you actually moored up, maybe go for a marina, just so that you've got help at hand or anything like that if there's extremely bad weather type of thing. I'll send you this video anyway, because it sort of goes through it, and it's the most up-to-date one I can find, even if I pulled the information off myself and gave it to you. Now the mooring up here, $1,065 a year, they stay there all the time. Yeah, you're at your mate's house, let's say, your moorings, just if you went into a sort of like a marina for the 3 months out of the winter, alright, just for precaution reasons, yeah, it'd only cost you about 300 to 400 quid, so it gives you an idea straight away your savings big time compared to living in a building. Alright, I'll just at least see the price and let this move forward. Yeah, 2383. Yeah, you can take about, like I say, 600 quid off that, and it'd be like what, 17 something. So your outgoings are 17 something. Your living costs go down about 3/4. All right, so it's pure savings all the time. There are variations because each boat is different. Everybody's different how much they want to put an energy in that lot, but it's not going to be much more than that. So you've got your boat to pay for, and you'll have about 1,700 quid worth of outgoings to cover you everything from insurance to cost of fuel, that sort of stuff on your boat. Yeah, which is an awful lot cheaper than your rent and stuff. There are a couple of types of narrow boats. Yeah, you got the names of them: semi-trad, traditional, semi-traditional, all this sort of stuff. But basically, you've got one light here, and it's a standing position on your own, that type of stuff, right? That's nice, but not very sociable, because not a lot of people can sit there with you. And they have these type, there's a bit more space at the back. It's where you can be more, you can have people sit there and all that lot, yeah, and you can have a bit more of a sociable time, yeah. So if either one of you is steering the boat, you can have people chatting and all that sort of stuff. So it's actually more sociable. That's what I've gathered over the time of listening to people. One like that, say, a bit more space on the back. You can either get seats there or whatever, but at least you can, if there's a couple of you and 2 friends, you can hang about there rather than a big front where you don't need. So it's got a small bow and more space at the back. Here's a good example of not enough room at the back really. You end up travelling like that. Here's another bit where you have a big bow, right? Yeah, people come to visit, right? They're all having a chat at the front, and one of you or two of you stuck at the back, or you're divided anyway. Do you get me? Yeah, the ones with the bigger space at the back, as well as seating. If you didn't want to use the seating, you got enough room to put things on there like push bikes or whatever if you fancy using that. This one, it's even more room still. Yeah, and that's the sort of seating area you can get. I mean, people pay a fortune for these holidays if they're to, you know, buy a weekend or a week on the canals. Now, if it's your own place, you can, you know, if you've got a long weekend or a weekend off together or a week off together or even a fortnight, whatever, yeah, and you decided to go off somewhere, you can go play. This is Gloucester, for instance. You can moor up here, you know, 10 quid a night, whatever it is, and Bob's your uncle, isn't it? That's the one. Bob's your uncle. A lot of people are going into the all this solar paneling. They have these hard structure ones, yeah, all these like thin ones. Now, personally, I'd go for the thin ones. The reason being, you can pick them up and put them inside your boat and things like that. You know what I mean? So no bugger can nick them, break them, smash them or anything. Or if a tree falls on them. Right here, if you were to stay at a marina, okay, for the 3 months out of the wet period, let's say, of the winter where things can freeze over, things like that, yeah, you can be permanently plugged in to your main power points, all right? Which is, you know, handy over winter. You don't have to overly consider about fuel and things like that, or waiting for another boat to come down that refuels your canal boat for those who are on a, you know, mooring elsewhere and not in a marina. And there's one of the working boats that go up and down the barge. It's got, you see, your gas, your coal, has kindling for the fire, and fuel as well. Don't get me wrong, you can do it, but for the 3 months out of the year, you might as well have it all covered. Here's a picture showing, you know, a bit more sociable area, doing your steering with the boat from the back. I like the door there badly. It's a good door, nice steel door, padlocked up and everything else like that. Good steel door, remember that one, a steel door. Now this will be more like what you will be doing, where you'll have your boat, probably about that size maybe, yeah, at the end of your mate's land, okay? Now that's where it'll be different, because you won't have the facilities of what the marina has, you know, things like rubbish disposal, that type of thing, or fuel. That is what you have to do with what you got in there, because you have these shower facilities inside there anyway. But what it is, it's a bit more, you've got to work it a bit smarter, because you don't just plug in. So you've got to keep an eye on things like how much fuel you've got, bags of coal and things like that. You probably have to go through your mate's back garden, up the hill or whatever, get in your car and supply yourself that way. Or you just get in your boat once a fortnight or whatever and just go to the nearest marina, which is only a couple of miles that you have to do by the looks of what you did with the address sent. Yeah, so in that situation, you'd have your energy sorted out. I'd even go as far as maybe having a quiet generator and things like that, you know, so you can tick over. Yeah, flog that. After 3 years, you've got your deposit. You don't have to pay somebody a landlord or anything like that. That actually looks like a 30-footer. Yeah, still not bad day. It's not the end of the world. You'd have to have a big socialising place, just let people in. But, you know, just if it's a sunny day, sit at the front, no big deal either way. But it's when you travel, it's just nice for you both to sit there or whatever, rather than one stuck at the front or indoors if it's a nice day talking to you. You know, things like that. Quickly, the 40-footer. I know it's more than 30 foot, but if you want a bit of room and that lot, I suppose, it's not going to be loads more. For instance, a 30-footer, if you had to stay at a marina, might cost you 80 quid a month over the winter period for 3 months. Yeah, that's 240 quid, right? Now, then a 40-footer, instead of costing you 80 quid, it might cost you 100 quid. And that's basically the difference for those 3 months. You save 60 quid. However, like I say, you're at your mate's mooring, yeah, the rest of the year. So, look, 26,500. Now, let's check this out. A couple of different types of boats. You have the narrow boat, the wide beam, and you have also narrowboat boats, like normal boats that still fit up and down the canalways. However, you've got to be careful of the width and the height restrictions. Depends on how far you can travel around. This is the narrowboat. This is the wide beam. You can only fit through so many tunnels and stuff like that, so you're restricted with your travelling, but it's like about half as wide again type of thing. And then you have these type boats, like a wide beam. Yeah, they're made of fiberglass. There's one for eBay on for sale, but it needs doing up and everything, but I'll show you that now. This is where you can do some work to the boat, all the rest of it, yeah, and upgrade it a lot and make money. Yeah, the wide beam, you have more room. Okay, like I say, you're restricted, and also if you did use the marinas for the 3 months out of the year, it'd be more expensive as well. But this needs work doing, you know. But if you're into doing some work on it, you can actually make a profit at the end of it. Never mind have your deposit for the house. That's what I'm saying. But obviously, it's a case of hunting around and things like that. I'm not specifically saying this one. Okay, but it just gives you different styles of what the boats are. Look at this one. It's a project boat. Obviously, you can see it needs paint work and stuff like that. This is a bit of the old elbow grease. Yeah. That's very nice. That. And my last bit of advice is don't get a boat like this, because you will not fit in one of these. Yeah?